Эй, всем привет! Продолжаем проходить столпы. Я записываю практически сразу, так что все более-менее помню. Нам в прошлой серии мужик, который где-то своровал хлеб, сказал то, что на каменоломне есть люди, и они вроде нам как-то могут помочь информацией. Ну, потопали на каменоломню. Такой нормально несколько кругов наделали.
Many poor souls were gathering around a fireplace, boiling a stew from meat and turnips. It was plain to see that these people weren't held together by blood or profession, but by hunger and desperation. And by their numbers, I thought, that could make them quite dangerous. Were these outlaws?
Наблюдать издалека, осторожно приблизиться. Ну, осторожно приблизиться, значит осторожно, блядь. А не как во всех играх. Ну, конечно, блядь, осторожно. Нахер они это делают? Просто приблизиться бы написались. Нас вон мелкодевка даже спалила.
All eyes darted towards us. Their reactions were as varied as their faces. Some looked afraid, curious, and confused. Others were full of hatred and contempt. We're not here to hurt you, I explained. We just want to talk. Where can I find the butcher? I asked. Their faces expressed anger and fear. I explained that we were looking for food. They told us that the butcher was still in Monksfield, but that meat would come every couple of days. I said that wouldn't be a problem, not knowing what they meant. It looked like our path would lead us back to Monksfield.
Монксфилд. Я вот еще что тут посмотрел. Нам недолго осталось проходить уже игру, скоро она уже заканчивается. Я просто не знаю, в эту серию я смогу ее вместить или нет. Мне кажется, тут еще часа 2 примерно осталось. Примерно. Если тут опять такие же будут длинные бесполезные диалоги, это будет, конечно, очень печально. Ну, блядь, все палят очень долго. Может, узнаем, надо... Со старой женщиной говорит, только она тут разговаривает. А все какие-то не такие. Узнать больше о плаче. Попросил меня говорить за него. Ему не терпится воевать. Мечтает набрать больше солдат. Это о Ричарде. Мясо. Конина. Так вот откуда это мясо. Давай, старая.
Thank you for giving me and my friend shelter the other day.
Weather's fine now. So what do you want this time?
Спросим о мяснике.
We're looking for the butcher.
The butcher of Monksfield has long since moved away.
Damn, I can't believe it.
No need for cursing, young man. If you bring me an animal, I can prepare it for you.
Do people call you the butcher then?
Why'd you ask? What do you want?
Do you have a lot of outlaws passing by?
You don't see it in their faces, dear. But we all have been failed by the law and our leaders. Don't you agree?
I asked because we feel the same way. And we're looking for a way to make things right again.
Is that so?
We're looking to build an army, to invade Earl's Castle and kill Earl William Hamley.
Oh my. If it was that easy, someone would have done that a long time ago. The poor souls I meet, they're just simple people. They're not an army.
Вы можете возглавить их.
One of their own should lead them. Like you. You seem to take great care of your people.
In their condition, most of them can barely kill a chicken, let alone a man. These people are mothers, fathers, hard workers, yes, but they are not soldiers.
Right.
She speaks true. It is the best chance we have. This is a battle for the sake of the people of Shiring, for all of us.
It's rubbish. It's what it is.
We are offering you a chance to rid the land of Hamley, to fight for your freedom.
The last time I saw you, you showed kindness toward that young woman who was with you. I am willing to listen to a good soul, but I won't help you blindly.
That woman that was here, that you helped, that was Hamley's wife. His wife, by God. How stupid do you think we are?
Right, it's a trap.
Well, how can these people put their life at risk if they do not trust you? You are not like us.
Yeah.
Переговоры, конечно, такие. Сказать, что вы будете сражаться одни.
If you don't help us, we will fight alone. Even with a new king, no one will come to Shiring to remove the Hamleys.
If the mighty and powerful refuse to fight this man, then why should we?
We're hungry and sick. Do we look like we can fight?
I'm not going to help you lead these people to their death. Who are you to think you can face William Hamley?
Yeah, I'm with her.
Сказать, что ваш отец был достойным графом, и что вы законные наследники. Ну, что скажем, был достойным графом.
We are the children of Bartholomew, Earl of Shiring.
Our father once ruled with a firm but benevolent hand. You must remember how good you had it.
Well, better than now, but that's easy.
He did have guts, though, trying to take on Stephen.
So, you are his daughter and son, you say?
Ну так.
Yes, all we know we learned from him.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Even if we work together, Hamley is too powerful.
You ask us to sacrifice our lives for your noble cause, these people will die.
Гарантировать их безопасность, заверить, что вы принесете ту же жертву, сказать о поддержке Филиппа. Скажем о поддержке Филиппа.
We already have Kingsbridge on our side, including the bright mind of Prior Philip.
Oh, Philip of Kingsbridge. I have heard of him. A wise man, yes.
He took in the survivors of Hamley's raid of Earl's Castle.
Да,
Yes,
было.
and I was one of them.
He wouldn't let anybody go into certain death. Their plan must be a good plan. Yeah.
Дворянин там какой-то говорил сейчас.
I said it before. We all have lost everything, except for our lives. We don't fight other people's battles.
But maybe this is our battle too.
My people will decide for themselves. But I will tell them that I believe that it is indeed a battle worth fighting.
I thank you.
I pray that it will be worth it.
We will all pray, and then we fight.
Получено достижение. Глаз народа. И глава сразу заканчивается. Первая группа разбойников ворвалась в Кинсбридж. Бывший послушник брат Марк был одним из разбойников. У вас есть шанс вернуть Эрлскал и исполнить клятву. Вы нашли лидера разбойников. Вы не гарантировали безопасность разбойников в случае атаки. Блять, а как ты их гарантируешь? Разбойники согласились сражаться за вас. Принять. Хорошо. Осталось всего 3 книги,
And
3 главы
so,
получается.
after 17 years, I finally returned to the place I'd once called home. There was a small army of famished outlaws hiding in the surrounding woods,
Мы это
waiting
уже
for my
видели.
signal to attack. Led by my vengeful brother, Richard. But I had to be sure that Elizabeth was safe. The poor girl who in my stead had been doomed to become William Hamley's wife.
Эрлс Касл. Изучить. У графа Ширинга был замок, служивший ему резиденцией в нескольких милях от рыночного поселения, носящего то же название. Маленькая деревушка разросшаяся вокруг стен замка, получила название Эрускалс. В замке располагались жилые помещения для графа и его семьи, а также административный центр графства. Там проживал шериф графства и его люди, а напавшие на замок ждали подземелья. Когда замок был жестоко и несправедливо захвачен Уильямом Хамли, унаследовавшим впоследствии от Бартоломью титул графа Ширинга, прочие функции замка ограничились только указаниями, а всех жителей выселили. Некогда оживленный Эрскл сейчас стоит пустым, и его в страхе объезжают стороной, поскольку он является центром деятельности Уильяма.
Get in line and stay in line. You'll all get your chance to pay your dues to Lord Hamley, you hear? So no pushing.
Пройдите мимо шерифа Юстаса.
Why does Lord Hamley need all that food? He's got more than enough.
Shut it, woman. Smear your face with dung and lower your head. It's the only way you get out of here alive. It's no coincidence that Hamley always asks for women to bring the tributes.
Oh, shut up.
Are you all right?
What do you think? Of course I'm all right. I'm more all right than anyone else in this crowd. Just because Lord Hamley insists on women to deliver the tributes, don't mean you have to send your youngest and prettiest. Fools.
Эти яблоки из Кинбриджа, чтобы они подавились.
Everyone will get a chance to pay their dues to Lord Hamley.
Маленькое высохшее яблоко.
I already have one. Calm yourself. I'll make sure that nothing will happen to you.
They took a woman in my town. She never came back.
Nothing will happen to you if you just remain calm.
I'm just a shepherd's
Ничего,
daughter.
колодец.
I have no
Мы с
business
Ричардом
here.
тут когда-то играли.
Bloody beggars.
Is Lady Elizabeth home?
She is and will be indefinitely. Don't want her to get lost in another storm.
What do you think you're doing? Get back in line before the sheriff sees you.
I want to go home.
Oi, you there. Yes, I meant you. That's a pretty face you got there. You're coming with me.
What? Leave her. Take me instead.
Well, whatever. You'll walk to the other side of the yard and talk to Walter. You'll get you settled. And don't you dare stray from the path.
Для чего мы это тогда все делали? О, стоит Кент. Блять, куда она идет? Так, мешки и бочки. Они требуют больше, чем им нужно, в то время как люди голодают. Сторожевой пункт. Прийти сюда было трудно, теперь я не могу уйти. Рыцари, они кажутся мне знакомыми.
They say Lord Hamley might lose shining soon. What if the next Earl has us all hanged?
Calm down. None of these royals really care about this shithole.
I know those two. They used to fight for father.
Подслушать разговор, приблизиться к рыцарям. Подслушать.
What about Bartholomew's children? There's a lot of bad blood there.
Well, the boy used to fight for Stephen, but as far as I know, he ran out of coin. Now he's just a good-for-nothing playing watchman for those monks in Kingsbridge.
The lady Aliena?
Don't make me laugh.
Продолжить подслушать.
I think you
Подслушать.
underestimate her. Some years back I heard she almost cut up a priest in Winchester, put a knife to his throat and robbed him dry. Oh, she's a fury.
And you're a sissy.
Приблизиться к рыцарям.
May I interrupt?
What is it?
How can you fight for someone like William Hamley? My father was nothing like that tyrant.
Бля, зачем мы это делали?
Oh, dear Lord, it's you.
You always sat in your neat little keep playing hostess to his well-off guests, while the poor snuffed it just as they do now.
Well, at least William treats us as his equals, and not like pawns on aboard a nine-men's Morris.
Неужели отец был в самом деле таким жестоким графом? Да. Мой отец был хорошим графом. Я ищу леди Элизабет Хамли. Мой отец был хорошим графом.
My father was a good earl.
Keep on telling yourself that. But that's not our story.
Many knights fighting for him were former outlaws who had nowhere to go anymore. Your father may have given us food and shelter, but it was no better than what you'd give to livestock.
Неужели мой отец был настолько ужасен?
Was my father really that bad?
Your mother could have answered that question.
He once told me that she was very unhappy when she died.
And you never wondered why?
Я ищу леди Элизабет Хамли.
I'm looking for Lady Elizabeth Hamley.
She's caring for Lady Regan inside the keep.
But only Lord William and Walter are allowed to go there.
And they'll kill you if they find you there.
So you won't help me?
We've already helped you more than enough by not ratting you out.
Ну ладно.
Don't tell anyone that you saw me.
We won't, if you promise to leave now.
Кенты стоят. Пресечь двор.
Are you done yet?
Almost. Let me just see if I took enough.
О, Кент. Свинина, боже, это их корм. Не могу даже смотреть. Человека едят. Так, Элизабет, вот она. Выглядит еще более уставший, чем в прошлый раз. Ну-ка, пойдемте поговорим с ней.
What are you doing here? You need to leave. Don't come any closer. William has me watched.
What's taking so long?
I forgot the pork. I'll be out shortly. Wait a moment, then follow me.
Окей.
We don't have much time. You will look for me any moment now. So why did you come?
Ну, мы к матери этого пришли. Мне нужно поговорить с Риган Хамлей.
King Stephen has declared a truce with Empress Maud. William's tyranny is over. This land might finally see peace again. That's why I'm here, to talk to his mother. But if we can't agree upon terms, I'm afraid we will have to take Earl's Castle by force. There's an army of outlaws hiding in the woods waiting for my signal.
Will people die?
Да, погибнут.
Yes, people will die. That's why you have to come with me.
I can't. Not without Lady Regan. You need to save Lady Regan first.
Я могу постараться, но не могу обещать, что вам Риган Хамлей.
Why do you care about Regan Hamley?
Oi! You still in there?
She and Walter have been the only kind souls here.
Walter? William's dog?
Don't call him that. He's not as bad as people say he is. William won't allow me to talk to him anymore. Now Lady Regan is all I have left. Please, you have to promise that she'll be safe.
Я могу стараться, не могу обещать.
I can try, but I can't promise.
I won't leave until I know she's safe. I'm sorry.
Hurry up in there! Or do you want me to come in and pull you out?
I need to go.
Ладно. Поговорить с Риган Хамли — наш единственный шанс. Похоже, Элизабет доверяет Уолтеру. Может, я ошибался на его счет. Ну, пойдемте, он вроде, да, такой Кент нормальный был. Хью топор, нужно держаться от него подальше, он может меня узнать. Ну, вот так. Подняться на стену, он вроде там стоял. О, Уолтер. Учитель Уильяма его главный приспешник, и он тоже постарел. Здорово. Проводи меня к леди Хамлей.
I need to talk to the Lady Hamley. I want you to take me to her.
You've got guts, I'll give you that. But why should I listen to you?
Oi, Walter! What's with the girl?
Элизабет сказала, ты можешь помочь.
Elizabeth claims you aren't such a bad person after all.
Am I not? Have you forgotten that I killed your family's steward?
You got problems over there, Walter?
Докажи, что у тебя есть сердце. Надавить на жалость.
Have a heart.
So you want me to help? Because deep down you believe I'm a nice bloke. Don't make me laugh. Hugh!
What?
Я позабочусь о безопасности Элизабет.
If you help me, I will make sure that Lady Elizabeth is safe. You do care for her, don't you?
I don't believe you. But it's not up to me to judge these things. I'll take you to Lady Hamley. She'll decide.
Ну... Ну вот, а ты уже почти все.
My lady?
Elizabeth, could you get me some water, dear?
Yes, my lady. But first I need you to wake up, my lady. There is someone who wants to see you. It's the Lady Aliena.
The Lady Aliena? When did that bitch become nobility again?
Выказать жалость.
I didn't know you were so ill.
Oh, don't you dare.
I'm certain you've heard about the treaty the king made with Duke Henry at Wallingford Castle.
I have. I have also heard that it's a muddled mess.
It is a complicated deal indeed, but one that will end the war. And one that makes my family the rightful owners of this earldom once more.
Only by word. There's no one who would come to enforce this, not even the king.
Воззвать к совести.
Don't you see what your son is doing to the land? Soon there won't be an earldom left to rule for anyone.
That's a lie. My William is a better earl than your father ever was. To think that I once wanted to marry my good William into a family like yours. Not a day goes by when I am not glad that God saved us from that horrible fate. And that he sent that monk to Bishop Waleran to unveil your father's evil plan.
What monk?
That prior of Kingsbridge. Philip of Gwynedd.
What?
Да, был такой.
Please, my lady, you need to hear her out.
Oh, my dear Elizabeth, don't you see what she is trying to do to us?
Если вы не послушаете, погибнут люди. Я обещал Элизабет спасти вас.
I promised your son's wife that I'd make certain you'd be safe.
Safe from what? From a pack of impotent monks?
My lady, the Lady Aliena came here to make things better.
She has only ever made things worse. She mocked my son for wanting to marry her.
She had every right to deny him.
What? How can you say that? He is your husband. He's good to you.
If it wasn't for Walter, I'm sure William would have killed me already.
I have an army outside the gates, ready to attack.
What?
It's up to you if this ends in a bloodbath or not.
Oh!
It's all up to you.
In the name of the true Earl of Shiring, make them suffer!
They're coming.
Mother, we're being attacked.
Там Кен сейчас толстый такой придет.
What's going on here? What's that bitch doing here?
Для Кен с пузом.
She's trying to bargain.
She's trying to take everything.
Эх, мать, не веришь?
Is she now?
Leave it.
Кинжала у нас нет, да?
Shut up, old man.
А.
Cut that whore up, Walter!
No. You brought this on yourself.
You bloody traitor! Someone get up here! Men! You will pay. You will...
Ебать, она упырнула. А если бы... А если бы мы ей не отдали бы ножик, Алейну бы зафигачили, что ли? Или бы нам пришлось тогда играть в эту мини-игру, и кто выиграет, то там посмотрим. Если бы зафейлили, то пиздец. О, все. Кент умирает. Все.
Is he dead?
Ну да.
He is.
У него нормальный кинжал-то
William
залетел.
Hamley is dead.
What now?
Now we tell his men.
Stop! Stop fighting! Drop your weapons immediately!
Для мяса там.
Behold the banner of the new Earl of Shiring!
Everyone!
Получено достижение, клятва.
Lord Hamley is dead! The castle now belongs to the former Earl's family again.
What? You're shitting us!
It was the King's wish.
Who killed him?
Он сам себя
He
убил.
died because he refused to hand over Earl's castle peacefully.
He knew that the king was about to take the earldom away from him. To avoid punishment, he took his own life. My name is Lady Aliena of Shiring. I'm the daughter of Bartholomew, the former Earl of these lands. I've been tasked to end the tyranny of William Hamley and restore order to Shiring.
Our occupation of Shiring has been made unlawful. Every attack on us is sanctioned by the King of the English.
So what will happen to us then?
I shall tell the king that William Hamley forced you to do his bidding. That every atrocity done
Вы
to the people of
поможете жителям
Shiring was his
Ширинга
doing and
оправиться.
his alone.
You will get your chance for redemption by helping the people of Shiring recover from your own cruelty, and by rebuilding their homes and tending to their fields.
Ali, I know that you're a much better leader than I. Without you, we would never have come this far. You never hesitated with swearing and fulfilling the oath to father. In the end, I will be the Earl in name only, but you shall be the true
Звучит прям, да. Музыка еще такая прям. Если он так решил. Благодарю тебя, брат.
Richard, thank you.
I owe you a lot, Ali. The tyranny of William Hamley is over. The earldom of Shiring belongs to its rightful heir.
Получено достижение графини Алиена. Восстановление в правах Алиены из Ширинга. Король Генрих II по совету всех своих баронов и в исполнении Уолфингфордского договора постановил, что Ширинг и всякое поселение в нем будут возвращены тем, кто владел ими до начала правления короля Стефана. Согласно праву наследования этого владения, титул имеет право получить тот, кто является кровным потомком графа Ширинга Бартоломью. Таким образом, на официальном инаугурационной церемонии титул графини будет передан Лиене из Ширинга до наступления совершеннолетия ее сына.
Send a messenger to Kingsbridge to let Prior Philip know that Shiring is finally free.
What is it? Why are they laughing?
You can send a messenger if you want, but there won't be much of a prior left when he arrives.
Ali, what's going on?
19 закончено. Вы проникли в Эрскал с армией разбойников. Вы поговорили с двумя бывшими рыцарями вашего отца. Элизабет не покинула Эрскал и осталась с вами до конца. Вы приказали людям Уильяма помочь отстроить Ширинг. Ричард сделал вас истинной графиней Ширинга. 2 главы у нас осталось, получается. Так.
The Pope believes we should either burn him or make him Bishop of Kingsbridge.
I have already taken matters into my own hands. My men arrested him while Kingsbridge was left unguarded.
While his friends took Earl's Castle.
Yes.
At least in his death, William Hamley was of use to you.
Глава 20. Конец. Ну ладно, все, давай. Как скажешь. Ширинг, день суда.
Look at all these people. Seems like they're enjoying themselves.
They never change. You drooling dogs should be ashamed.
Shut up, you old hag. Ellen?
I'm not feeling well.
I'll take care of you. You two go ahead. Hurry up.
Is your mother ill?
It's not that. This is where they hanged my father.
Был такое, да.
The trial begins. The judges. Brother of Stephen, King of the English. The Right Reverend Bishop Henry of Winchester. Her Highness, the Countess Lady Aliena of Shiring. Presiding over the trial, the Right Reverend Bishop of Shiring and Kingsbridge, Waileron Bygod.
Ладно. Так и запишем.
Please. The church is not without fault. We have gathered here today before the eyes of God to accuse one of our own. He wrote in his book that the church and the papacy are not necessary as intercessors between God and man. That God is in man, that all men are equal, and that each sinner is as close to our Lord as the Pope himself. Now, we ask God for his judgment. For his is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Not ours, and not yours. You stand accused of heresy. Philip of Gwynedd, how do you plead?
Я виновен, я не виновен. Я не виновен, если он так считает, с хера ли.
I am not guilty.
Если столько людей в него поверили.
Your teachings speak another language. Guilty, I say.
I am deeply saddened. It may come as a surprise to you, but we had hoped to make you Bishop of Kingsbridge. Why has it come to this, Philip?
In part, I am to blame. I supported Philip in
Да
his
ты предатель, мы уже все знаем.
I demand that Philip be removed from his position of prior immediately.
No.
And that he remain in captivity until such time that Shiring and all of England have healed from the poisonous words he has dispersed.
No!
What? Yes?
Обвинить Уолрена. Ну-ка давай, поехали.
You are accusing Philip because he has defied you.
I made him prior, and grateful he was not. But no, I accuse him because his teachings are false. And I intend to prove that Philip's decisions have been more than misguided in the past. Call in Remigius.
Кстати, если посмотреть на толпу, знакомые люди.
The Prior of Shiring, Father Remigius.
My bishop. Tell the court, Remigius, what you have told me.
For many years, I served as sub-prior of Kingsbridge.
Ты тоже, что ли, предателем
First for
стал?
Prior James, then for the accused.
What was your first impression of him?
I was offended by his bluntness and accusations during the chapter discussions.
What else?
Prior Philip did not hesitate to give refuge to the people fleeing Earl's Castle in the winter that our king died.
Is that not a good deed? A true Christian act?
You do not know him as well as you think you do, Lady Aliena. Today, that will change.
The future master builder of our cathedral and his woman were among those taking refuge. They were living in sin. They were unmarried and fornicating. Philip allowed them to stay.
Ебать, пиздец, мы все убиваем.
I do not know, my bishop.
Maybe because he himself was involved in similar affairs. We will see.
Then, on the day of our first fleece fair, we were attacked.
I heard. It was terrible.
I tried
Интересно,
to
кто же
soothe
это
the woman's
напал?
pain by reading the scripture to her. The builder's woman I have spoken of tried to put a spell on her with poisonous herbs.
And Philip intervened.
Yes. He pushed me aside and gave the woman poison.
Филиппу уже много лет, на самом деле, терять-то нечего. Не так много, то есть.
And then there was the day the Virgin Mary's statue arrived in Kingsbridge. I did not believe it was a miracle.
Ты вот нормально проговорился, мне кажется, что-то.
Clearly it is a miracle. I hear of many who were healed in Kingsbridge.
Все, давай, Кент. Наговорил ты всякой ереси.
Well, I soon realized it was a true miracle, but Philip did not.
Выйди отсюда.
He was only after the money people donated at the Virgin Shrine.
Да, да, да.
That is why I left.
I believe there is one more thing you have not told us about. Something very important.
Yes. Philip has fathered a child.
Чего, блядь? Про этого, что ли?
A son. And he raised him in the priory.
Ой, клевета, клевета.
Jonathan of Kingsbridge, step forward.
This is preposterous.
Is it?
Is this true? Are you Philip's son? Answer the question, Jonathan of Kingsbridge.
Джонатан, у меня нет отца. Филипп всегда был мне как... У меня нет отца.
I have no father.
Everyone has a father.
That may be, But if Philip was my father, he would have told me.
How do you know he did not lie to you?
Speak.
Филипп не станет врать.
Philip would never lie. He told me that I was found in the woods.
In the woods? Is this true, Philip? Or are you lying? Well, you told
Его
the
бросили в
story
лесу.
so many times.
Про Фрэнсиса пока не будем говорить.
In the woods. My brother found him.
Блять, он сам скажет, ладно.
Your brother? The brother whose master you betrayed?
What are you talking about?
В смысле?
Philip tried to involve me in a conspiracy against his brother's master,
О,
Earl Robert of
да тут
Gloucester.
одно вранье, пацаны.
And his ally, Earl Bartholomew, your father, Lady Aliena. Philip took in all those refugees years ago because he was to blame for their fate, as he was for yours when you lost your father and your earldom.
Да это так и так было бы. Так бы пришло из-за вас.
Lady Aliena is the man you are trying to protect. Well,
Простить Филипп. Конечно, прощаем. Мы же знаем всю
I
подноготную.
know that he's a
Филипп прощает.
troubled man. We've all had to make hard decisions, decisions that seemed right at the time, when indeed they were terrible mistakes. I am thankful that I was forgiven when I made a mistake. Now I forgive him. Let us now return to the problem at hand. There is a man who witnessed how Jonathan was found in the forest. A man who can shed light on who Jonathan's father really is.
And who is that?
My husband.
Step forward.
Джек?
What is your name?
Джек Джексон.
He is the master builder of
Меня зовут Джек Джексон.
have you lost your courage?
No, I have not. You know well why it would be hard for me to face you. They call me Jack, after my father. My name is Jack Jackson.
Yes, we have met before.
How old were you when you allegedly saw Jonathan as a child in the woods?
12. But I know what I saw. Philip told the truth.
You were a child.
Ебать, а как
What were
по-другому?
you doing there, in the woods?
Гулял.
I was living in the forest with my mother.
They were outlaws.
Prior Remigius is the most trustworthy witness we've seen today, and his statement was quite damning to Philip.
Так он вон
The
еще стоит,
distant
вы его все
memories
еще
of an
видите.
outlaw child cannot convince me otherwise.
He fathered a child.
No! He would never do that!
And yet, Lady Aliena is right. We do not know enough to judge him as harshly as you proposed, Bishop Waileran.
You are right, Bishop Henry. As I said, it is not up to us to judge this man. Philip of Gwynedd has pleaded innocent, but
Конечно.
how innocent is he? We ask God for his judgment. As Bishop of Kingsbridge and Shiring, I demand an ordeal by
Нормально.
fire.
This is madness!
Philip of Gwynedd will be tried and judged at the stake. If he is innocent, God will save him from the flames. If he is not, then he will burn as the heretic and sinner
Удобно.
God has declared him to be.
No!
Опа. Что ты скажешь?
Waileran, by God! Not this time.
It's her.
I saw the child and Francis. I was there. Philip is not the child's father. He is a fool, but he is a good man.
Then who is the father?
It is me. На нахуй. Наконец-то, бля.
They are all in this together. This woman is a witch and an outlaw, living in sin with a thief. He was hanged in Shiring 30 years ago.
He was not a thief. He was a good man. You've murdered him, Waileran, by God.
What is this nonsense?
He was a thief. He stole a golden chalice and melted it down and sold it.
What chalice?
The chalice of the Eucharist. He stole it from the Cathedral of Kingsbridge.
Sacrilege.
Yes, Friar James of Kingsbridge caught him red-handed.
Ага. Показать чашу. Это он уже умер, как там?
Is that the chalice? You said it was melted down and sold.
Fall not for their lies. That could be any chalice. This does not prove a thing.
Where did you find this chalice?
In a secret chamber. We believe Prior James hid it because he felt guilty for falsely accusing Jack's father.
What proof do you have?
He told me. The night the cathedral burned down, I was there, I saw him.
Friar James died weeks before that.
No, he did not.
Bishop Henry, he speaks the truth.
Опа, этот побежал. И этот за ним пошел.
Until sunset to produce a witness who can prove your accusations against Bishop Waileran. Not just this chalice. If you fail to do this, I will make sure you are tried for defamation. Philip of Gwynedd, you will stay under arrest. The trial recommences at sunset.
Ну тут видно то, что все прям копейки осталось. Мне кажется, буду до конца доигрывать.
We need a witness.
Я даже в душе не могу. Кто может стать свидетелем?
I've seen you draw up plans for a cathedral. Maybe we can do something similar to find our witness. Let's see. Your father.
He looks just like you.
My grandmother said he did.
And Bishop Waileran. What are the connections? Maybe, by exploring them, we can find a witness.
Good idea.
Отец Джек, он был бардом. Его родители считали, что он погиб на белом корабле. Он был повешен в Ширинге за воровство. Хочет сжечь Филиппа. Сколько же смертей на его совести. Почти никогда не оставляет следов. И чё?
Bishop Waileran is at the center of all this.
Mother says Waileran was behind my father's death.
And she said he wasn't alone. There were 3 men responsible for your father's death. Bishop Waileran, Percy Hamley, back then he was the Sheriff of Shiring, and Prior James of Kingsbridge.
If they were all there, then they were all witnesses.
And only Waileran's still alive.
Hardly a coincidence. Why would these 3 men work together to falsely accuse your father?
He was on the White Ship. No one survived that night. No one lived to tell the story.
Yes. He was the sole survivor.
And then they killed him. But why?
Приор Джеймс, епископ. Он умер. Хамли тоже умер. Белый
And what
корабль.
about the ship?
Персень. Отец.
Why
Давайте
would
слева направо
Waylor and
пойдем.
Percy and James be concerned about the white ship?
The son and heir of King Henry was on board. So were other possible heirs and other members of the royal household. I heard that Stephen was supposed to be on the ship as well, but became ill. He was the
Было
only
такое,
male
да.
heir. The only threats were the king's daughter Maud and her half-brother Earl Robert, and they've been at war ever since.
And your father, Earl Bartholomew. He was a threat. He tried to stop Stephen and paid for that with his life. Maybe my father saw something on the white ship. Proof that Stephen was involved.
Король Стефан появился.
What about the king?
Епископ
If the
уже.
white ship is involved, then it's likely that Waleran was told by King Stephen to murder your father.
But he was not king back then. Why would Waleran listen to him?
He was promised to become bishop.
Of course.
Remember, Bishop Henry is Stephen's brother, and back then he was already one of the most influential clerics in all of England.
But if Bishop Henry is in on all this, what chance do we have to turn this trial around?
It is a public trial. All we want is for Philip to go free. We find a witness to expose Waleran. Henry would have to play along to appear innocent.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
It's our best shot.
Мы типа снизу играем с верхним, я так понимаю. Это выбрали, это выбрали. Опять отец
Jack's
Джека.
father. If he was still with us, he could be our witness.
Maybe he still can.
Приор Джеймс.
James was the prior of Kingsbridge.
That's where they say your father stole the chalice, melted it and sold it.
But we know that's not true.
As we found it, Philip recognized the chalice.
But Bishop Henry wants a witness. The chalice isn't enough.
But it's an important lead for us.
Чаша теперь.
I think we're getting closer.
Ну, к чаше приор Джеймс же заныкал, по идее, да? Эти-то как никак не относятся совсем по логике. Я не думаю, что тут можно как-то ошибиться.
James claimed that your father had stolen the chalice and sold it. But instead, James himself hid it in Kingsbridge, in the crypt.
We found his scourge in a bed down there.
That secret chamber is important.
Это на Кельме.
We're close.
Ну так опять приор Джеймс. Он в ней был, и чашу он тоже там же заныкал.
That he broke into the ice. And now we know he was hidden away.
Why did his monks believe he was dead?
Sub-Prior Remigius told everyone he had found James' rosary by the river. So everyone thought the body had been washed away. They buried an empty casket.
But how is Remigius involved?
Philip told me that Remigius was there when Waleran made Philip prior. Waleran and Remigius knew each other.
That explains why Waleran later made Remigius prior of Shiring.
And Remigius recognized my mother when we arrived in Kingsbridge. He must have been there at the time my father was arrested.
Тоже
I
логично.
think Remigius knows all
Получилось
about
движение,
this.
все стало на свои места.
Is it possible that Waleran told Remigius to make Prior James disappear when James began to talk about what they'd done?
When James started talking to the devil.
But for some reason, Remigius hid him away. But Waleran never knew. Yes, that explains why he really didn't believe you. When you said you had seen James in the fire.
Where James died after all. And Remigius thought no one knew.
We have to find Remigius. He's our witness.
Так его За ним куда-то Кент пошел. Этого.
The trial will continue soon.
People know you two. You shouldn't walk around shiring like that.
He's right.
I'll go look for him.
All right. Take care of yourself. And Jonathan.
Yes?
We will talk later about what was said today. About Tom.
All right.
Кент в замешательстве, понятное дело.
Remigius. Now where are you?
Так, матерь за Джон-то. Ремиги, наш свидетель, где же он? Костер, квартал трактиров, множество людей, собора Ширинга, большой дом. Дворец епископа. Фига он его отстроил. Дворец Уолрена. Филипп рассказывал мне, как он впервые повстречал Уолрена в ту зиму, когда я родился. Костер. Они уже готовят костер. Надо поторопиться.
No one may approach the pyre.
Why not?
Bishop Henry's orders.
All right.
Множество людей у собора Ширинга.
Do you want to go in, Father?
No, not yet. Thank you.
Are you not with Prior Philip?
Yes, I am.
I pray they'll set him free.
He's a good man.
He is a heretic!
You're fools! Look at yourselves! Who are you to judge a man who has never hurt anyone?
Forgive them, Father.
We don't judge him, but God will!
Опа, Ремигий. Ты куда полетел? Он куда-то сюда пошел. Большой дом? Никого нет. Все ушли к собору.
Remigius? I don't think he's here.
Да нет, вон он.
Wait. Was that him? I think I saw him.
О, за ним этот Кент бежит. Горящая телега. Одно из колес сломано, и сено объято пламенем.
What happened here?
Damn monks, running across the street like that. Tried not to run them over. Now I got a broken wheel, and my apprentice dropped his torch.
I didn't mean to. Sorry.
Sorry doesn't cut it.
Церковь Святого Георгия. Но не сюда. Ремиги пошел туда. Двери, кажется, открыты. Пойдем.
Hello? The door's open. Is anyone there?
Погромче, парень.
You had one task. By God, no.
О, походу свидетеля не будет.
Our bishop is very displeased.
No! What are you doing?
I'm doing what is asked of me.
Бля, Кент, ну ты вообще какой-то ёбнутый.
No, stay away.
А как они-то туда попали?
This does not concern you. No.
Who told you to do this?
No one.
О, блядь. Что-то долго Ремиги жил, на самом деле. Но мы его спасли, походу. А Джонатан этого, ну, по идее, убил. Тот сам расшибся, но фиг.
Do you have a witness?
Father Remigius, Prior of Shiring.
Where is Timothy? What they told you is true. Bishop Waleran wanted the jongleur Jacques Cherbourg dead. He ordered our Prior James to frame him. And so he did.
This is a lie! Is it?
James lost his mind because of what he did for you. He was about to tell everyone the truth. And then you ordered me to kill him.
Nonsense.
Let him speak.
I couldn't do it. I hit him, but he died in the fire.
Значит, он все знал в это время, офигеть.
I found the bones after the fire, and I buried them.
You should put an end to this, Henry. You really should.
Why would I?
You should stop this, for your own sake. You knew about all this.
Опа.
Why would I care if that jongleur lived or died?
Your brother cared. The jongleur survived the sinking of the White Ship.
Он сам сейчас все спалит.
How your brother's men killed the king's family so that he could take the throne.
This is preposterous.
Bishop Henry and King Stephen ordered us to kill the man.
О, пошла жара.
You want the truth? That's the truth. Right there.
О. Риган Хамли. Встала.
Waileran is a liar.
Regan Hamley.
Who is she?
I have waited long enough for this day.
Да, мы тоже.
It is time I raise my voice. The woman, Ellen, she spoke the truth. 3 men were responsible for the death of the jongleur. James, the prior of Kingsbridge. The sheriff, my husband, Percy Hamley. But it was Waileran who was behind it. And only Waileran.
No!
He had heard rumors about the White Ship, about our king. He had hoped to win the king's favor by hanging an innocent man.
But it was not just me. They all knew.
Take him away.
Да и епископа Генри тоже надо. Нафиг.
This is for taking my husband's life.
It was Waileran.
Oh, we did it. It's over.
Yes, it's over.
Thank you, Lady Hamley.
This monk must learn his lesson.
The Pope would agree. This trial is not over. Philip pleaded not guilty.
Да.
But he challenged the teachings and the authority of the church.
Нет.
The ordeal of fire will take place. To show that the church is not above God. To show that my brother, the King of the English, is not above God. Not we, but God shall judge this man.
This is madness!
No, he can't do this.
Philip! No! You cannot do this!
This is now a matter of the church, Lady Aliena. My brother, the king, and
Без
I
потерь не это, да?
accepted the traitor Waileran into our midst. We were fools and sinners, even if we did not know. I pray that our Lord will save Philip from these flames, for his salvation shall be a salvation for all of us sinners.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Light the pyre!
There must be something we can do.
Stop this madness!
Нормально. Нормально так. Конец. Глава 21, эпилог. Следующая глава, получается, эпилог. Епископ Уоррен был призван к суду. Вы не признались в ереси. Вам удалось очистить имя отца Джека. Лена простила Филиппа за то, что он вызвал падение ее семьи. Джонатан наконец-то узнал, кем были его родители. Филиппа приказали сжечь заживо. Да, блядь. Глава 21. Эпилог. Или эпилог. Где, как говорят. Монах. Вернитесь в Кинсбридж. Местоположение Кинсбридж. Ну это мы помним, да, было дело такое. Кинсбридж почти на месте. Ноги болят. Мост отстроили, кстати. Вроде бы давно. Я что-то только заметил. Ну как? Стражники, как всего много. Ну вот наши Филипп. Его не зажарили, походу, нифига. Он говорит, ноги болят у него. Всеми любимый хэппи-энд. Идти домой. Приор. Вот и он, наконец-то. Ноги болят. Кто, Джонатан Приор? Серьезно? Сколько лет-то прошло?
Филипп.
It is so good to see you,
Лет еще 20, что ли?
How are things at St. John in the Forest?
Francis is well.
That is wonderful.
Yes, he enjoys the life there.
Ага, Фрэнсиса мы, кстати, не видели, нам так не показали.
Worried, Jonathan?
Well, you have a visitor. He just arrived.
Is that not a good thing, Jonathan? Who is it?
That is just it. I wasn't sure if you wanted to see him.
Угу. Чё ж за Кент? Ты кто?
It has been a long time.
Ох, Уолрен, смотри.
Yes, it has. I had to know.
Know what?
The truth is, I never saw God or the devil. Have you?
Такой потрёп.
Oh Lord, deliver us from evil. Our Father, who art in heaven.
My God, there must be something we can do.
Stop this madness! Are you blind? Do you not know that a fire will burn any man, no matter who he is? Why are you doing this?
After Wayland's words, there is doubt in their hearts about my motives, about my brothers. No words can erase that doubt, but God can. Our Lord is a cleansing fire.
He's still alive.
Чудо опять началось.
He is among us. God is here. How is this possible?
It's all a matter of perspective.
We have to stop this.
No, Jack. Come.
My God.
No, but that's what they see. That's what they believe.
Там вода, где он стоит.
The water. It's dousing the flames. It's a trick.
To them, it's a miracle.
The justice of our church I believe Philip understands that now. His book will be destroyed.
Ну, кстати, хорошая книга, на самом деле, есть над чем подумать.
I promise you will take Prior Philip's place, and God will not be as forgiving.
Показали место.
I say it was worth sparing that monk's life. Promise me that Waileran will suffer.
1175. 20 лет спустя, нормально.
Philip?
А, это 20 лет прошло.
Yes?
Did you see God? Did he save you that night?
Да, ответим, какая разница. Пусть знает хотя бы правду.
I told him. He only smiled at me. I never saw him again, as long as I lived.
Вот там. Рельсы. Вырос, он рыженький, это Джека.
Did you walk all the way again?
Just part of it.
Old fool.
Ellen stayed in Kingsbridge, together with Tom.
А Альфред-то где
I
ему?
thought I had lost God, that he did not watch over us.
О, не раскрасывает мозаику эту.
Now I see him every day. He is in the good we do, in how we show our love.
Это, так скажем, итоги подводят разработчики. Красиво.
Jack's hands had become rough, his hair grey, but his eyes still burned bright like hot coals.
It's good to see you.
Aliena's gaze could be as stern as her father's had been, but her heart and wit made her a leader people did not follow out of fear, but out of respect.
Качество, если что, само так дропает.
Jonathan told us you had a visitor.
Just an old friend.
What do you think of this window?
Jonathan came to look more and more like his father, Tom. As Prior of Kingsbridge, he is also a builder of sorts.
Ну, типа.
I use mostly warm colours. What good are the large windows if it feels cold?
Sally is as stubborn and as gifted as her parents. It is her stained glass windows the light is falling through. She has children of her own now.
And I'd like to show you the plans for the new cloister.
Tommy will be the next master builder, and is as silent as his grandfather was. Once I heard him admonish his father to be more serious at work. Jack only smiled. He knew Tommy was right. Martha stayed in Kingsbridge as well. She was always there for every one of us.
Is the judge done now?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him yourself?
Is the church done now?
It will never be done. Not in my lifetime. Not in yours.
То есть настолько крутой.
For who we were. And maybe for what we tried to be. And when you turn your eyes to our cathedral, maybe you will see yourself.
Может быть, это отсылка на какой-нибудь реально существующий собор, который строили там, блядь, несколько поколений? Получено достижение. Конец. Вы ответили на вопрос, сложенный о Боге. Вы прошли игру с толпы Земли. Все? О, блядь. Кружку задел. все. Это конец, это финалочка. Ну да, как я и думал, осталось немного. Песня. Во-первых, про песню. Вот эта вот песня мне очень понравилась. Себе добавил, слушаю. Вот. Про игру очень понравилось тоже. Очень хорошо все-таки разработчики передали вот это вот, знаете, мы вначале, когда начинали проходить эту игру, она закончилась так же, как и начиналась. То есть мы за Филиппа вначале шли, да? Не, ну сначала, понятно, мы с Томом разбирались, но я имею в виду с первой главы, или как так она называлась. Вот. То есть мы шли по мосту за Филиппа. И в конце, в самом, мы идем по мосту за Филиппа. Мне это очень понравилось. Мне нравятся такие варианты в разных произведениях. Не только в видеоиграх, в фильмах и в книжках. Вот. Герои, как по мне, не все нормально раскрыты. Да, допустим, как же та же Марта. Вот. Но все равно трогает. То есть я читал прохождение, и там, оказывается, можно сделать так, чтобы Ричарда потерять. Это брата Альены. То есть, если там ему ухо не прижечь ножиком, то он типа умрет, когда на него тогда нападет в этой полуразрушенном сарае. Если на него Кент нападет, ударит, то там он может умереть вроде. Есть такие вариации, но они в этой игре небольшие. Да, мне кажется, является здесь неплохим таким минусом. Это не сильная вариация твоих возможностей. То есть, что бы ты ни отвечал, а игру я некоторые серии перезаписывал, потому что что-то я просто тупо не записал. Нажал на кнопки и все, не пошла запись, да? То ли мне просто не понравился выбор, потому что иногда... Кстати, есть тут тоже одна проблема, сразу не скажу. Когда ты читаешь, думаешь, отвечу так. Нажимаешь на кнопку, что ты хотел, а человек говорит совсем другое. Не о том, что ты подумал. Просто смысл был разный. Вот, а так... Что сказать? Уложились, я так понимаю, в 19 серий. Я не знаю, сколько я... Эта серия, наверное, выйдет дня через 4 только. Потому что я все наперед записал. Вот, а так... Всем спасибо, что были со мной, что смотрели эту игру за моим авторством. И давайте, как обычно, всем спасибо. Лайк, дизлайк, коммент, не коммент, подписка, отписка. У меня на часах время 10:30. Всем хорошей ночи и всем пока-пока. Скоро увидимся.